Going live. Fantastic afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to come to you this afternoon with this incredible gentleman that's sitting next to me here virtually. I'm Kelly Chiasson. I'm the lead author here with Landed for Success. And we are launching our first book just around the corner here, Untold Stories. And Senor Carlos Ramos Quiñones is an incredible author. He's one of the phenomenal individuals that's participating in this collaborative project. And I'm so excited that Carlos, we've gotten to know each other over the last year, just about. That's
Yes, almost
incredible.
a year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Thursday to you. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, Kelly. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Same here. And really, same here. To those of you tuning in, I have had the pleasure of getting to know this gentleman through our Landed for Success platform, and I just love him. I've gotten to meet his beautiful wife, Deanna. They have three beautiful kids, and he's an amazing entrepreneur and a businessman. And in getting to know you, Carlos, your story and why it was important for you to share your story here with Landed for Success is touched my heart. And for everyone that's going to pick up a copy of our book, I am telling you, Carlos's story, the world needs it. The world's been waiting for it. And there are so many people that are going to feel empowered and inspired by this gentleman. And so I'm so excited for you to get to know him a little better today. We've hopped on here before, and we're going to be coming in more and more as we move closer and closer to our launch. But Carlos, I am really excited that you took time out of your active schedule to come in here with me today. So no one wants to hear from me. We're meeting you. So let everybody know, if you will, a little bit about who you are and what you do. Let's start there.
Okay. Well, I'm Carlos Ramos. I'm a CPA. I'm a business consultant, and I'm working mainly in Mexico, but I am planning to go with more customers in the US and Canada. And that's why I joined Landers for Success, which is a great platform to meet other people from other countries. So uh, that's how we met, and I'm very excited to start with this launching of the book. So what I do is to help people, help companies to increase their profits. And in the story that I'm sharing in this book, it's mainly my story of how I become an entrepreneur. And I think that if I can help one person with this story to change his life, that would be enough for me.
It's you have an incredible story, and you're we don't want to give it all away, because everyone tuning in, you're going to appreciate reading his story and what he's sharing. But for you, why do you think that was such an important time in your life, that pivot from what you were doing into your role now?
Yes, well, it was mainly because I needed to spend more time with my family and with the things that I wanted to do, that I love to do. I had some projects in mind that I couldn't do it when I was working as an employee, and even that I was getting a good salary and I was working for a big company, and but that was not enough. That was not what I thought it was going to be, because when I was young, I thought that being a CFO in a company, that would be my goal. That would be like the best thing that could happen to me. And when I went there, when I was a CFO, I realized that it was not, that something was missing, something very important was missing, and I was not having, I was not feeling fulfilled. I was feeling that something very important was missing, and that was my family and my hobbies, my projects that I wanted to do.
So the freedom of time,
Yes. Yeah.
right? That affects our life in many ways. Our health, not just our physical health, our mental health, our well-being, and those relationships. They do matter, and it's good when for me, that those are valuable to Eric and I. And so in the personal side of things, you make connections that are, people that are in alignment with, your values and things like this. And then it's seeking that, being able to seek that and have that in the professional space is different. And not everybody, everyone, they make choices about the direction, the path they're going down. And so to wake up and just decide, oh my God, this is a huge part that I'm missing out on, and I've got to make a decision. There's a lot on the table that comes with that. Lots of people, there's a lot of reasons why people don't make that jump. And that's fair because it's scary. And you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it, but you did it, and quite successfully.
Yes, and it's not easy. I mean, when we did it, I mean, because it was my family too there. Uh, we had I had a good salary. I had benefits. I have a membership in a nice club, the and all the benefits that the big companies have, a car and things like that. And we knew that when I leave this this job, it would be pretty different. I would not have any of that. So and I had just a few customers. So at the beginning it was hard, but it's been 3 years from now that I made that decisions, that we made that decision, and things are going pretty good. I mean, it's very different. I had the time to meet great people like you and all the people in London for Success and other people in here in Mexico and in other cities and countries that if I was working for a company, I couldn't have that opportunity. So the opportunities grow exponentially when you are doing working for yourself. But it's not easy, as you were saying at the beginning. I had to use all my savings and we went hard times. But fortunately, the customers were talking good about my services and making referrals, giving referrals of my services. So I started getting more customers and since they were getting more profits, I could get better at my business.
That's I love the part of that that sticks out to me the most is one, you talked about the opportunities, and it's it's a lot of work, and not everybody sees the work behind the scenes. They just see, oh, Carlos is doing international business, he's got all these clients and it's fantastic, and not understanding like that came, from rolling up the sleeves a little bit and getting, a little bit of elbow grease, if you will, to get to where you are now, and you're still growing. But it's the relationships and taking advantage of those opportunities. And you had, I mean, lifestyle, the previous lifestyle that you were gifted from your relationship with your employer was fantastic. But now you're benefiting in other ways that you couldn't before. And that's a big deal. And that's part of, I love the stories. I love you. I love the other authors. I'm just in love with the magic in stories. And I do call it magic because all it is it's the magic of people using their voice to, touch other people's lives in some way, shape, or form. And it's in that, that you grow your connections and you grow opportunities. And that's very much in alignment when you're building a global business. How are you impacting lives? And obviously, your story of how you got going, that affects how you do your business. It affects how you build your relationships with your current clients, and you maintain those and you grow new ones. If you didn't have a story, if you didn't have a way to really relate to other people and really understand, what it takes to get going, it'd be very difficult to experience success as an entrepreneur. And
Yes,
showing up in places where you get to meet people in different countries and do business and make connections.
yes, and I feel pretty honored to be sharing in one great book with another authors because they have great stories. So I think if I can be sharing my story with them, it will be great. I mean, and you guys are making a great effort and great work with the all the publishing, all the, I mean, what Lindsay is doing, getting all the, because uh, I mean, in English is not my native language, obviously, and but she helped me to because I sent her my writing and then she put it in the right words and she made it pretty easy for me. So I'm pretty thankful and pretty excited to have this book launch.
She's a fantastic editor, and that was a great tip of the hat to our editor, Lindsay Fisher. And that's it. It's part of the individuals that that we get to collaborate with. And in this case, it's having an editor, because for those of you tuning in, um, what a couple things. Carlos said English is not his first language, in case you were wondering. And if you were also wondering whether or not we were like twin siblings here, that's also not the case. And that's a beautiful thing here at Landed for Success. We are a very magnificently diverse community. Every shape, size, color, language, I don't know what it is, you name it, it's here. These are
Yeah.
all the amazing people that are here. So having an editor that we are working with that is able to, regardless if English is their first, second, or third, fourth language, that the integrity of their story doesn't change and their message will go out in this book, leaving Carlos and our other authors confident and feeling proud about what their story is sharing and what it reflects. And that's a big deal. Now, here's a fun fact for all of you. Carlos, this is, if I've got this right, this is your first time sharing your story as far as your shift career-wise into an entrepreneur. And I'm telling you guys, when I first heard it, like I was crying. I just loved it. And I'm going to love reading your chapter in your book. I'm really looking forward to everybody else reading it too. But he has written and published other books for your profession. And I know that you've got what, 2, 3, Carlos?
Yes, I have the books behind me in this side. I have two books. One is Accounting Fit, and the other is Orientation to Accounting for Non Accountants. So I
You,
have,
yeah. So you guys, and you put those together. What inspired you to write and publish those?
well, the first one, it was because of my kid, uh, Carlos. He's, well, at that time he was 17 and he wanted to be a CPA. So I started writing something for him so he could understand what the accounting is, and the things that he will be working with if he choose to be a CPA. And then I started getting more deeper and deeper and say, well, I can put a small book then, and maybe other people can read it, and I can help them in that way. So I made that book for him, and the funny thing is that after he wrote it, he decided not to be a CPA.
That makes me laugh. And actually, Carlos, for all you guys that are watching, he shared that with me a while ago, and that is pretty funny. As a parent, that's pretty funny. And that just like made me laugh. And it came up, I kid you not, just the other week. Eric and I were driving. We were talking about something with our oldest. For those of you that don't know, Carlos knows our oldest son is 17, and having a discussion about, because he's going on to into a program next year. He graduates high school this year. So the same thing. And then I brought up that memory of, Carlos, and, his son was like, he's like, oh, I'll put this together so my son can know what you might be interested. And then didn't go that way. But like, I don't know, that just made me laugh. But again, it's, those serve you, they serve your clients, they serve other individuals that are interested
Yeah.
and can get educated in your profession.
Yes,
And
and I'm getting good comments about the book from people that want to be a CPA, or that is not a CPA, but want to know how to read the financial statements or understand a little bit more about financing with terms that is not the ones used from the CPA. So with some easy communication or easy understanding terms.
that's actually fantastic, because there's that's a world that's not everybody's wheelhouse. So when you look at, okay, what books are out there, what information is out there for me to do, or for us to do our own due diligence, so we can have a somewhat educated conversation with our professionals, that we're, your financial advisors, your accountants, and people that are the individuals that are helping you with your money, and helping you get in the green and finding, wrapping up your profits for the year. So that's a really great tool, Carlos. How have you enjoyed your experience? I know you really appreciated Lindsay because of the language, uh,
Yeah.
but the idea of your store going out, and you had mentioned if it helps just one person. Um, why? I mean, yes, to help one person, but did you always know you were going to share your story at some point, or not really?
No, not really. I never thought about sharing my story until I was talking with the Landed for Success team, and they told me they were launching this book, this project, and I like that because I share some of the thinking or how Landers for Success is. I mean, they want to grow together with people, and that's something that I share. So when I heard you guys saying that this book was to help other people to grow with other people, so that's why I decided to be part of this great book.
Well, I'm glad that you are, and I know uh, the Jay Canthan and Gordon So and Lindsay Fisher, and we're all glad that you're here sharing your story. It's going to be an incredible book. I can tell all of you tuning in. Untold Stories, Landed for Success's first book. Um, do you have a story? Share it. Everyone has a story, and there is someone somewhere that is waiting for yours. And Carlos, yours is no exception. You are an exceptional gentleman, fantastic businessman, and just really, really appreciate you. It's been fun to get to know you. And to those of you, reach out to Carlos. You can connect with him. I also put his link right in the post, so you can certainly check him out. If for some reason you're like, whoa, I'd like to meet him, but I'm not just going to message him. Okay, let's have none of that. That's okay. Message me and I will give you a personal introduction. I'm happy to do it. He's a fantastic guy. You'll love to get to know him. And you never know. There are so many people, for those of you, if you're not personally doing international business, most people, I bet you know somebody that is, and they may be able to benefit from Carlos's services and vice versa. It's interesting. It's a small world when it comes to collaborations and synergies and the connectedness between individuals and what that can grow into, joint ventures, all sorts of partnerships, and just ways for people to serve others. And that's what we're doing here within our community. Carlos, I'm really looking forward. I'm looking forward to the book launch. Those of you, if you're like, what chapter is he? When's the book coming out? How can I get a copy? Please stay tuned, because we're going to be letting everybody know here in our Landed for Success members only group, here in our Landed for Success group, chapter numbers. That'll come down the road closer to launch. But all you need to know now is the book is going to be coming. You're definitely going to grab a copy. You definitely want to plug into and reach out and connect with Carlos Ramos Quiñones. So, Carlos, do you want to anything to the ladies and gentlemen watching that you'd like to say before we say afternoon?
Yes, well, only to be ready when the book launches, and I'm very thankful with Plans for Success for this opportunity.
Fantastic. It's a pleasure. Wonderful spending some of my Thursday afternoon with you. I always love when we get to come together and connect. And to those of you that tuned in, appreciate each and every one of you. And those of you catching us on the replay, that appreciation extends to each and every one of you as well. Have an amazing afternoon. Be well, stay safe. For everyone enjoying the Easter weekend, enjoy the long weekend with your family and friends. Take care.